All right. So once again, and super exciting episode ng Kage Thoughts for tonight. Ayan. So, di na ako magpapacheck kung naririnig nyo ako. I guess na-figure out ko na yung setup for this. So, mukhang okay naman yung di na episode of yung ano natin, yung season 3 ng Kage Thoughts, no? Last episode, so episode 10. And yung topic natin for tonight is summed up in parang may mali sa gratefulness. Okay. So, looking at this, it's really a fascinating thing. Baka ma-okray nyo ako when it comes to this topic, no? So, the idea, gratefulness. Parang pag tinignan mo naman siya, ba't ganun? Kage, gratefulness, hindi ba okay nga maging grateful sa buhay, no? Now, this is a very common tool, practice, skill, whatever you call it, no? Pero ito yung isa sa pinaka madalas na binabanggit sa atin na kailangan magkaroon tayo. Sabi nga on a daily basis, 'di ba? Or on a regular basis because maraming benefits yung pagiging grateful sa buhay. Okay. But here's also a few food for thought, no? So mga observations ko lang rin naman around this area and probably a few more things related to it. But we're gonna start with this. A very common advice, no, that we should have gratefulness. Pero bakit parang merong mali? Okay? Um, this is something na common, no? So kapag nagtatanong ako sa mga tao, what are you grateful for? Or ikaw mismo at this moment. So let's do a bit of an engagement thing here kung sakaling you're watching, no? Dyan, and you can comment down. Pag tinanong kita ngayon, what are you grateful for? Okay? So syempre, hindi naman talaga maraming nanonood ng FB Live na 'to. So I'm not expecting answers dito. But basically, if you're watching kahit hindi ka sumagot, just ask yourself that question. What are you grateful for? Okay? And then, of course, maraming iba't ibang puwedeng maging sagot diyan, 'no? But the main, thing na nangyayari whenever I ask people that, people come up with generic answers, okay? When I say generic answers, eto yung mga answers na malamang narinig mo na rin from other people or malamang eto rin yung same things along the same lines of what other people in your circle is madalas nababanggit nila na grateful for sila, okay? There seems to be a conditioning na, ah, yung mga bagay na thankful for tayo, if papansinin mo, para siyang scripted. Scripted kasi madalas nga hindi na natin siya kailangang pag-isipan, eh. Ano yung mga usual answers like, "Grateful ako that I'm alive today." Okay? "Grateful ako for family." Grateful ako for like, food on the table. Grateful ako because there's, another set of income or finances. If you look at all these things, they're not at all bad, okay? But at the same time, puwedeng na-experience natin sila and nale-learn lang natin, nasasagap lang natin sa environment natin, what are the things we should be grateful for, okay? So yung nangyayari is, dapat grateful ako dito. Dapat grateful din ako for this. Dapat grateful din ako for this. Okay? And kaya parang may mali kasi hindi natin nabibigyan ng personal na na meaning kung ano yung usual na sagot natin, okay? Para siyang memorized. Nasagap natin siya from our environment. Pero if you'll assess, ano ba talaga yung personal meaning sa'yo of what you're grateful for? It may be lacking in depth. Eh, so kaya parang may mali because we're encouraged to do this constantly. Pero at the same time, yung quality of it over time, mapapansin mo, pababaw siya ng pababaw. Magsasawa at magsasawa ka rin sa mga bagay that you say you are grateful for at one point in time. Lalo na kung yung mga bagay na yun is paulit-ulit. So, there's a sense of familiarity kapag paulit-ulit tong mga sagot natin. And kaya nagiging paulit-ulit yung sagot natin is if hindi pa natin nabibigyan ng personal depth tong mga answers na 'to. So, there may be a few things that you would like to try. A simple asking, "Why am I grateful for blank?" So, kunyari, yung sagot mo is you're grateful for family, then ask yourself a little bit, "Why am I grateful for family?" Or what is that specific thing about family na grateful for ako? Okay? Because if we will not actually dig deeper into yung common answers natin, hindi natin siya mapapersonalize. And kung hindi natin siya mapapersonalize, imbes na nagiging effective yung benefits ng gratefulness sa buhay natin, eventually, it will just be another thing we're trying to keep up with. Pero wala naman na talagang ROI when it comes to the effort. Okay? So just a little tweak, a little digging deeper into the things that we're usually saying we're grateful for will actually elevate yung experience natin around practicing this whole thing. So, whatever it is na tool, whatever it is na skill, whatever it is na resource that you are getting as part of a very common advice around you, there is more to it than just doing it. There's more to it than just experiencing it on a surface level. Okay? So, just add a little bit more depth. Sa lahat ng tools, resources, or whatever it is, i-personalize mo siya, and I tell you, the experience will be very different. And you will save yourself from being familiar around a specific tool or skill set or resource. And therefore, may enjoy mo na gamitin siya paulit-ulit. Now, the exponential benefits of anything that you're trying to use to improve life, the exponential benefits of those will actually be present in your life over time. So, kapag ginagamit natin yung isang tool, pero hindi natin siya ginagamit in a way na yung experience natin is mas nagiging enjoyable o mas nagiging pleasurable, malamang sa malamang titigilan na natin gamitin yung tool na yon. And pag tinigil natin gamitin yung tool na yon, what happens is hindi na natin may experience yung climax o yung exponential benefits of that tool, right? So, the idea here, parang merong mali sa gratefulness because it becomes like just a blanket advice na for everyone it's just the same. And then yung mga people naman that's receiving the same advice is trying to practice it but only at a surface level. So just another tip when it comes to this, I just ask myself on a daily basis, not necessarily what I am grateful for. Kasi ang dami kong puwedeng maging sagot dun, and most of those answers are just the same with other people, unless I add a little bit more depth into it. But one cool question, ito lang yung tinatanong ko sa'kin, like on a daily basis for gratitude, is what am I most grateful for? So, I'm trying to identify ano yung rank 1 thing for the day na pinaka-pinagpapasalamat ko. It doesn't have to be many, okay? But it just has to be meaningful. It just has to make you feel it's good to be alive. This is an experience worth celebrating. Okay? And most of the time, you can do away with all the minor stuff. Yung mga usual na sagot, I mean, don't really have to feel na super grateful ka sa mga bagay na yun every day. But there's something about each day that you can rank as the topmost thing na pinaka-pinagpapasalamat mo for the day. And that enriches your experience of life. Well, yung mga tools like this, gratefulness being one na sobrang common sa personal development circles, ang purpose talaga nila is to enrich life. Okay? But that only happens if it's used properly and if it's used at a personal level. Um, so let's not be satisfied with just having the common answers. Let's not settle for less for what others are grateful for lang tapos ika-copy-paste natin. Subconsciously man yan o sadya natin kina-copy-paste. Okay? Let's be more aware. Ano ba yung mga bagay na totoong meaningful sa akin and I can be grateful for? Okay? So, parang merong mali when it comes to gratefulness. Kasi yung attitude natin for any tool that we're trying to use or nare-receive natin is hindi, how can I use this for the best type of outcome? Right? There seems to be a very passive approach to many of the things na kahit scientific pa yan, kahit very sound, kahit gumagana talaga siya kasi it's like human biology, human psychology related, if it's not used in proper context or if it's used pero bitten yung yung skill towards using it, then usually you won't really get much out of it. Or nagkakaroon ng limitation kung hanggang kailan lang siya gumagana. Okay. So, my suggestion, encouragement, push, or basically, command nga eh. Kung meron kang aaralin at meron kang marireceive na any tool or resource na pwede mong gamitin, ask yourself how to maximize it. Don't just, of course, sa simula, gagamitin mo siya, iti-test mo siya, you'll see how it can improve the way you think, the way you feel, the way you decide, and the way that you act. But you don't stop until you've explored that tool enough so that you can get the most benefit out of it for the longest time possible. Right? Um, this is where, when it comes to short form content, meron akong a little concern because many of us seem to be consuming just enough of something and trying it just enough then so we can decide if okay ba talaga sa akin to o hindi. Okay. But many of these tools, when you're trying to use them and integrate them into your life and get the most benefit out of them, it that's one thing to cover. Gaano ka-intense mo ginagamit yung tool. It will cover basically length of time or frequency. Gaano katagal mo na ginagamit yung tool. And limitado kasi yung time natin, limitado yung energy natin, limitado yung focus natin para pagsabay-sabayin lahat ng tools na pwede natin gamitin. Okay? But, eto yung nakakapanghinayang na part. Kaya parang merong mali sa gratefulness kasi hindi natin talaga siya nasusulit. It becomes part of the ritual. So, puwedeng matagal mong ginagamit yung isang bagay pero kung walang enough depth or intensity, merong sayang dun sa experience. Puwede rin naman na tinodo mong gamitin yung isang tool, pero if there's not enough length of time that you've given for it to do its magic, for it to do its work, then lugi ka pa rin. Because you're gonna prejudge using the tool and puwedeng i-discard mo na kahit useful naman talaga para sa'yo. So, there's a lot here at stake when it comes to us learning different skills. Hindi lang to about gratefulness. It's just one part, especially related to self-dev. But whatever it is that you're trying to learn, whatever tools and resources you have, the determination to use those with enough intensity and enough frequency is what can help you maximize the whole thing. Now, parang may mali when it comes to gratefulness because it's really a very, very good example. Because whenever I see uh, gratefulness related activities inside communities, example, what are you grateful for today? That's a common question na nagiging prompt for people. Um, and people would actually answer. And there's a sense na a community owner when you're basically yung pasimuno ng whole group na yun, or you're just there guiding people, coaching, mentoring. There's a sense in which you want to celebrate with what people are celebrating. But it also feels like there's this responsibility that you want them to go deeper in the way that their experiences are expanding. So, if dumarating sa point na it becomes stale, dumarating sa point na yung paulit-ulit na lang yung mga sagot, if it dumarating sa point na it feels like feels like parang matabang na yung expressions ng mga tao with a specific tool, resource, activity, whatever it is. It's part of ako rin kasama diyan, it's part of our responsibility to show a different way of using the tool or a different intensity, frequency ratio of using the tool to spice things up, to let them try something new, to create something new within something that's already set in place. And really, I believe lahat ng klase ng tools, resources, products, programs, they exist so that yung experiences natin of growth will not be stagnant. So, pine-prevent ng ganitong mga resources in our life yung pag pag-backfire ng, mga bagay na puwedeng pinagtutuunan natin ng pansin, binubuhusan natin ng time, energy, and attention. So, any tool, if used not in its best intensity and frequency, will eventually cost more sa time and energy natin than its actual returns. So, imbes na maging useful siya, over time, it's gonna drain more. So, there's a lot to this concept-wise, and ako mismo, this is something I'm relearning time and time again with the way that I'm designing different experiences, different spaces for people to interact, explore themselves, and explore what could be as they share their journeys and it becomes an adventure with other people. So, parang may mali sa gratefulness. I'm using gratefulness as a very common thing, but this is actually an analogy, a model for almost any other type of tool, any other type of resource, any other type of skill that you can try to use and learn. And so the tendencies are, depende sa paggamit mo dun sa tool, you can get too familiar with it and therefore kung dati na-enjoy mo siya, well, di mo siya na-enjoy, malamang sa malamang bibitawan mo na yung tool, hindi mo na siya gagamitin. And what happens is, imbes na makuha mo yung full benefit dun sa tool na yun, you will actually say na it's not working for you. Okay? But the question is, have you used it with enough intensity? And have you given it enough time? Have you used it like with a proper frequency? Gaano kadalas? No? And then there's the other side na as students of life, as entrepreneurs, as kumbaga lifetime learners, that sense of commitment na sulitan yung mga bagay na natututunan natin. Isipin mo, onti lang yung tools na pwede mong pagsabay-sabayin. hindi lahat magagamit mo kahit sobrang dami mo pang i-gather niyan. Okay? It's the tools that you use that will actually bring about the changes that you need so your life can be better over time. Not the tools that you have, it's the tools that you use. Okay, gusto ko lang ulit-ulitin yun, i-emphasize yun. It doesn't matter as much kung gaano man karami yung tools na meron ka, gaano karami yung resources, yung magkakaroon lang ng effect sa buhay mo are the tools that you are using. Well, effects can be good or bad. So the tools that you're not using, maybe you're missing out. Yun yung effect nila. You're missing out on what could be in your life because hindi mo sila nagagamit ng maayos. And yeah, parang may mali sa gratefulness. This is a model for all other types of things that you have in your life right now. So maybe before I end, this is a good time to ask, ano nga ba yung mga tools na kailangan mo? And baka meron na pero hindi mo lang nagagamit. Ano nga ba yung mga tools na kailangan mong balikan? Kasi puwedeng dati nakita mo yung benefit, na-enjoy mo sila, and naging useful sila for a time in your life. Pero at some point, hindi na naging gano'n. And for whatever reason, maybe there's something there. Puwede mong balikan yung tool na yun, puwede mong balikan yung resource na yun, and re-explore how to use it again. Because if it has benefited your life before, gosh, baka may something dun na hindi mo pa talaga nasusulit and binitawan mo siya too early. Um, yung pag-assess natin, sobrang crucial nito. Kasi marami sa'tin 'di ba, nagiging biktima ng shiny new object syndrome, ng FOMO, ng course hoarding, ng pagbili ng mga bagay na hindi naman talaga natin kailangan o hindi naman talaga purposeful. Well, I hear you. Kasi kahit naman ako, I'm not immune to stuff like that. What happens lang is, baka wala na sa bibilin mo pa lang yung kailangan mo. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe it's not finding new tools anymore. Maybe it's not about trying to explore what else yung key towards your next breakthrough. Maybe the tools and the keys that you need for better open doors of opportunity para sa'yo, kailangan mo lang pulutin ulit. And why not? You only have one life to live. So why not re-explore those again before you start to spend more time, energy, focus, money on different other stuff? I-audit mo muna. Audit mo lahat ng tools and resources that you have. And malay mo, there's something already there. Use it, maximize it, and yeah, I'm almost gonna end. My inbox is open. Whatever it is na matagpuan mo sa buhay mo and you want to use better, gratefulness man yan, or like a client closing resource, or a business building resource, how to like say sorry to people, whatever it is, no? Whatever it is you've heard, you've seen,